Jim, get down here to discuss boiler replacement.
This is something we've talked about before. At the time, our intentions were to do it before next year's heating season. The man from Carroll Control System was in the other day and left some information, and he said we can do this in a series of projects. The first one should be taking bids for the removal of the asbestos that would be disturbed during the process. And it's not necessary to remove all of the asbestos throughout the building. It's just wherever there's going to be connections and removal of existing pipes and that type of thing that have the asbestos on it. So that would be one project in itself for bid letting, and then the rest of it then would be the removal of the current boiler and then the replacement of the new one. The new one that I asked this Todd Laniger from Carroll Controls to do some specs for me, and what he's proposing is 3 smaller boilers in a series, and he said they'll probably take up less space than this board table once they're in place. Right now he's estimating that the current boiler somewhere between 40 and 50% efficient. The specs are calling for a boiler system with at least an 85% efficiency. So I guess I'm bringing this to you again, and if we want to proceed with it, then I need to go out for bids on the 3 different phases of this project. And I'm hoping, or at least guessing, that we're done with the boiler for this year, or will be by the time we get a bid secured.
Did he suggest or have indicated all, I mean, as far as the asbestos part, that's, we in the past, we really hadn't talked about what kind of an expenditure that would be.
No, he said there's some asbestos people around, and if you keep that to a minimum, it really won't be a major cost. Once we determine what we're going to leave in place as far as the existing pipes and that type of thing. And when we put that new system in several years ago, we didn't replace the boiler, but we put in the heat exchangers to accommodate the central air. A lot of that asbestos was removed, in parts where we made connections and that type of thing. So it's pretty minimal.
I mean, we've been planning
It's in the
this for
budget.
some time.
I think you should proceed and publish for bids and get this thing going. Next thing you know, it'll be heating season.
Yeah, we need that again. Yeah. Okay, I'll leave this here if you guys want to look at it.
Yeah.
It's pretty lengthy, the specs and whatnot, and there's also some information here on the monetary levels where you need to go out for bids and where you don't. And that was put out by ISAC legal counsel. They've raised that threshold now to $75,000, but this guy suggested that it won't get to that limit, but he suggested we go out for bids anyway, just to keep everybody happy and make sure that everybody has a shot at it. So, and he wasn't, he wasn't sure who would be interested in it locally. He said we don't have to advertise in a huge area, because we can advertise locally. He said there'd be somebody that would pick it up.
What's the guesstimate on the cost?
He was looking between 50 and 60,000 for everything.
All, everything.
Yeah.
Oh, phases of it.
Yeah. I will proceed with that.
Okay.